Well, when you get a young man like this, there's two or three places that he could play. Actually, we would probably start him out where he's used to playing, and that's at offensive halfback. We still think he has a chance at tight end just because he's an excellent receiver. He's got the size for it, and he's got excellent speed. Uh, there is even a possibility he might play linebacker because he's big enough right now to play within our linebacker scheme. But I think this comes with having him out in training camp, looking at him and watching him move, and then it isn't hard to project him into a spot.
Would Was he on your mind all the time, or was he the best available at the time of the pick?
No, he was within our top 10 in the draft. We felt very fortunate to pick him up. Anytime that you can line your players up and catch a player on the 24th pick that's inside of your first 10, then you feel very good about it.
This session of the legislature will no doubt see the introduction of bills such as a state minimum wage bill and possibly a state open housing bill. Do you feel that this kind of legislation has a chance of passage in the House of Representatives?
I feel that some of it has a chance. Incidentally, I'm a member of the House Interim Committee on Wages and Employment, which is recommending to this session of the legislature that we do have a minimum wage bill. Uh, I think that there is a good chance that this bill will pass the legislature. Of course, it may be probably won't pass in its present form in its original form, but I am optimistic that such a bill will pass. I have not heard yet about an open housing bill as being a possibility in this session.
It's going to take some good money because right now I'm financially inclined. I have a lot of job offers and other things to look forward to after playing ball, but also I'm looking for a good salary in playing ball with the others.
There's been some question as to whether or not you're big enough to play professional ball. How do you have you overcome this?
Well, not really overcome. It's just a great thrill being in competition, playing football. It's a sport that I like, and I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun, and so far as size, it makes no difference because I feel that I can match the ability of any other guy playing football because I have confidence in myself.
Understand Bill Cosby just called you a while ago to ask you to be in some movies. Did you take any dramatics at SMU?
Right now, I am going through a series of radio television announcing courses under Dr. McGrath and motion pictures under Mr. Glick at SMU. And I've had a number of offers to model clothes and do commercials. And from Bill Cosby, I'm going to visit him sometime this week or next week and just look into the situation. Who can tell?
Our major concern should be the hours of employment for women, because at the present time the law regulates how many hours women should work in any number of industries. Perhaps this is not true in executive positions, but in many of our industries women are limited to 9 hours per day. This means that many of our women work more because they have to secure a second job, or as we know it, moonlighting, in order to keep the family together. So many now are heads of households without a husband or a father in the household, and may not be receiving child support regularly, and they cannot simply meet their ends, financial ends, on their one job. In my estimation, if they could work more than 9 hours on one job and receive time and a half, as any male employee could receive, that this would be a great benefit to our women of Texas.
Probably the outstanding feature of this track will be the same outstanding feature we think we have in Michigan, and that is the complete visibility for the fans. This track, as you know, will be the second track built from the ground up, which will be a complete road racing complex. It'll give you an opportunity to view automobile racing, professional automobile racing, of all types. Of course, the Grand National stock cars on the oval, possibilities of even the big Indy cars on the oval, as well as the Can-Am and sport cars on the road course.
Do you see that we may have a comparable race to that of Indianapolis in some near future?
But we think you have something that could even be, in many respects, more unique. As you know, we've uh, signed a long-term contract with the National Stock Car Racing Association for a 500-mile stock car race for our first inaugural event in December 7th of 1969.
Jerry, you're going back down to the round the bayous down there. How do you feel about being drafted by Houston?
Well, I feel real great. I feel that Houston has a ball club that I would like to play with, and it's not going to be that much of a difference switching from SMU to Houston Oilers. And it's a ball club that has real good potential to win ball games. And I like playing with the winner, and it's just magnificent, marvelous. I'm still kind of surprised and happy over the whole situation.
Had you talked to them any prior to this draft?
No, that's funny. I've only talked to Houston once, and that was when I was a sophomore. But my cousin Miller Farr has been pushing for me real hard, and it's just a real great thing to be playing, like I said, with Houston, and maybe future Super Bowl champs. Who can tell?
In this day and time, you never know. Jerry, were you disappointed because you didn't get drafted by the NFL?
Not really. Uh, I figured the Jets winning the Super Bowl game and establishing some prestige for the AFL that it did not matter because both ball clubs right now are